Tommy Lee Andro has been 2 years in the works. Every song is a collaboration, and most of his guests you may not know. Andro ain't Motley Crue, it ain't Tommy Land. Let's find out what it is from Tommy. Tommy Lee, we welcome you to noise11.com. A pleasure to talk to you. Some really exciting new music. I've heard the entire album. I've heard Andro from beginning to end. And this thing rocks.
That's so cool. I'm so glad you heard the whole thing. Sometimes when I talk to people, they've only heard maybe, the first two tracks or something. And so that's cool, man. I'm glad you dig it. Thanks.
It's got so many collaborations on there, and there's a real male-female thing going on here where you, how did you curate the people that you are collaborating with for Andro?
I have I got a collaboration list, if you will, of a lot of people that I followed over the last years or really admire their work on, a particular song or a project or something. Anyway, there's a lot of people on the record like that where as I was writing the music and putting it all together and recording it, I would go, oh my God, so-and-so would just be fucking amazing on this song. And I would be, I'd hear it and I would send the track to them and away we went. But that's kind of the process, I guess. Usually a lot of times it starts with the music and then it's like, okay, now I hear, the type of voice, the kind of that, that vibe.
Because the first two songs we heard, so like I heard two tracks very, very early in with Push Push and Kill Vein, and you gave us two totally different sides of this record just in those two songs, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, how different are those two tracks? I mean, that's, I wanted to do that because I wanted people to get a real sense of what the record's like, those are two really, wide views of the record and everything in between. I mean, it's genre crossing, vibe smashing, meshing together. Like, it's just, the record is really cool. It's got such a great, overall flavor with a lot of different things. And I think something for everybody on the record, no matter what kind of music fan you are. I think that there's a lot of that kind of stuff on there.
Having heard the record, I think I could tell fans that this isn't a record that you would compare back to, say, Good Times from Tommyland, but you may go back to what you did with Bowie's Fame all those years ago, Never a Dull Moment.
Yes, yeah. There's a Prince cover on the record that I think a lot of people. It's one of my favorite tracks on there called "When You Were Mine." It's just, I'm a huge Prince fan, and the version that we did is, I think, I'm going to go ahead and pat myself on the back. I'm going to say I think it's better than the original, but the original obviously inspired it. It's much faster, the original, and we slowed it down and just made it just the lyrics mean more for some reason when they're slowed down. It's very sexy and down tempo. It's cool.
You have very interesting choices in covers, and obviously Fame was your choice. When You Were Mine is your choice. On the recent The Dirt, there was Like a Virgin, which I heard that and thought, whoa, what the fuck are these guys doing? But it actually worked too.
I know, right? That one is, Nicky came in with that idea and he goes, he told me afterwards, but he said, I was so hesitant to even tell you guys about it because I thought you guys were going to go, oh, that's stupid. Like, why would we ever do that? And isn't it funny how he thought that we wouldn't dig it? And he goes, so I'm not going to say what it is. I'm going to play you. I'm going to play you what I think we would do a killer, version of. And he puts on the fucking Madonna song, and we're like, oh my God, how fun. And how appropriate having Vince sing like a virgin. I mean, it's so not even in the ballpark. Um, and I love stuff like that. Look, if you're gonna cover a song and redo it, man, you better just completely mangle it. We don't just need another version. Let's go for something, just go for it. Otherwise, what's the point of, putting a different color on it?
Yeah.
What's the point?
On this record, you open up with "Knock Me Down." Wow, that's one fucking angry track.
Woo! Yes, yes, that is super, super heavy. And of course, when I put that track together, the first guy I thought about was Kilbane. I was like, man, he'll know exactly what I'm hearing here, and of course he did. Yeah, that one is a banger. Making that one was fun too. We were jumping around the studio, fucking breaking shit and being crazy.
That studio that you're in right now?
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's the one. That's the drum kit.
Yeah, this is where it all happens, man. All of it.
Is that the drum kit that inspired on you Dancy asking if you had any drums in the house? I thought I
Yeah.
chuckled when I heard that line on the album, because asking a drummer if he has any drums in the house.
Yeah. I know, right?
Was that Lucas Rossi saying that?
No, that is I have no idea where it came from. It's a sample. It could have been from a movie. It could have been, I have no idea. It's like, hey, so you got any drums in the house? And it was like, oh fuck. That's such a silly question for me. If I took you out in the storage area, it looks like a music store. It's just packed with fucking drums. They're everywhere. So yeah, I thought it would be funny to start that track with that.
Okay, so in talking about the track "Ain't Telling Me Nothing," which is completely different to track 1 and 2 on the album. It's a very diverse album. It's a musically diverse album, and is that a reflection of your personal music tastes?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's a total reflection of where my head's at. What I think sounds, today, and what moves me. If that's like my fuel. If I'm making something and I'm like, oh my god, I can tell pretty quickly on, like, oh boy, this is going to be fucking amazing. And then here you go, and you can just tell. So when something moves me energy wise, that's my barometer of, okay, this is the path we're going to take with this vibe. And that's just kind of, I guess, kind of how I do it. I don't really have a method, it just happens.
Mm. There's some names on here I'm not familiar with. On the song Somacoma, Shoddy Horror, and also King El Noir on a couple of tracks. Are these new artists?
Well, Shoddy is, El Noir is, she is, Shoddy not so much. Shoddy's done some. Well, he's a rap battle champion. Those guys that battle. Well, your mom was so, and the other guy goes out. And these guys, he's a rap battle champion, and he's just recently did some work with Deadmau5, and now I got him on a track because he's a badass. So people in that community would know who he is. That's some pretty cool, like, underground stuff that you might not, one of my fans might not know about Shoddy Horror at all.
So is this like you introducing artists from outside the comfort zone to those fans?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, unintentional. It's just these are people that have inspired me, over the last few years, and that I've wanted to work with. Um, I work with them, and I'm a big fan of the underdog, by the way. Like, I think it's cool, when I hear somebody and I go, oh my God, how is this person not huge? How is that possible? This person's amazingly talented. And how is it that nobody really knows about them? How is that possible?
While you've been in isolation, I've been hearing that you've actually got more for another record ready to go as well.
Mm. Yep, I was just, it's really bizarre is working actually on a Christmas song during the summer is really bizarre. But I've been working on this Christmas track. I won't tell you what it is or the title or anything, but um, it's really cool. But it's super strange working on a Christmas song. In what, August 1st today. Um, uh, what was I?
Well,
The hell was I gonna
Christmas
say?
is the middle of summer for us, you realise. So,
True. See, I need to come over there and work on it.
you
I write all the time, and I have probably another 6 or 7 songs that are in the process now that I'm working on. So I never stop, really. So just hammering away, man. I got some good stuff that's just sitting there, waiting to get finished.
we got treated to the Dirt movie recently, and the take home for me from the Dirt movie was that Tommy Lee is the really nice guy in the band. Did it
Uh,
did it misrepresent you? But
no,
you are just a nice guy, aren't you?
that's cool. Thank you. No, I think all the guys uh, who played us in the movie did just a fucking spectacular job. They really nailed each guy so well. It was mind blowing. I remember sitting there watching it with Nikki. Nikki and I, it must have been 100 times watching. As we're while filming in New Orleans, watching the band rehearse. We were like, it was so bizarre just to sit there and basically watch yourself rehearse. We just looked at each other and were like, God, this is fucking weird. And then of course during the movie, there's just endless moments of, whoa, this is bizarre. Like, everybody did such a great job, exactly, nailing each guy really, really well, where it would give you goosebumps, that kind of thing. Like, wow, that guy's moves exactly like Vince, Daniel. It's pretty crazy, pretty wild, man.
Yeah. Tommy, great to talk to you. Andro, the album, Tommy Lee at Noise 11.
Yeah, great talking to you too, man.
Over and out.
Over and out, mate.